pay to play.
Right.
You know, it came from a pissed off agent. That's all it came
Here's my
from.
thing. If you were a true agent, why didn't you do a contract?
That's
Why didn't you have a contract done?
said the same
You
thing,
understand?
Craig.
Have a contract. Have
You
it in
you
writing.
going off something an 18-year-old kid said.
Handshake. Or a
Yeah,
wink and a nod.
yeah, from an
You know, you
18-year-old
were
kid.
so right. You were so enthralled by his athleticism. You saw the money that you
Yep,
didn't think enough to say, let me put pen to paper.
yep.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
Reggie
to
probably
me,
thought about that. It's
yeah.
so
I mean, I'm not mad at him. The college, they made it where they say, okay, you can't pay the players. We all know the players were being played back then.
yeah,
They were being
Yeah.
paid in one way or another. I remember Shaq saying that they tried to give him a car and he turned it down.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the ones that came out vocally and said, "Hey, no, I turned the car down."
yeah,
But you get paid. Think about it. Coach is making $4-5 million a year, and you're the one going out there bleeding, your blood,
You
sweat,
sacrificing your
will,
body.
and
Yeah,
sacrificing your body. I don't. Now, granted, we all talked about this. Some kids can't handle that type of money at that age.
yeah,
Perhaps they should hold on to it until they graduate or whatever. But you have some kids who are starving students playing football or
yeah,
baseball or basketball because they're not getting that money. Then you
yeah.
have
Right.
some who are top players who are getting that money. So I mean, what's fair? Where do we
Yeah.
stand on it? You're not going to make anyone happy. I mean, no, I'm sorry, you're not going to make everyone happy. Some are going to be happy, some aren't. Because you think about it, this girl sports, they just started getting paid. Now,
Yeah.
granted, some don't get paid under the table. But I'm saying,
Yeah.
volleyball, softball is huge.
Yeah.
You know, what about the money for them? If
Yeah.
you start playing these basketball and football players, granted, that's where the most of the money come in. Some programs had to shut down their volleyball, basketball, soccer, and so forth and so on after COVID took place because they didn't have the money to continue these programs. So you shuffled all your money into basketball and football when you should be spreading the wealth because these other athletes need it as well. They're there on scholarship. You know, they work just as hard as a football player or a basketball player. Granted, the money comes in through those other sports. But now that NIL is here, I think the kids should get paid. The young men and women should get paid. Because granted, you were paying some of them under the table for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And what I wish the colleges would do is really act like they're an education institution. You could take these guys, okay, you got this money here. We're going to teach you how to manage your money, teach you about things like investing, even teach you how to market yourself. You could literally treat it like a certification where here's a semester worth of courses about finances, about your body, about to help you manage this money in a way that can really be helpful to you and be a partner with the student instead of either moving from one student to another. No, you can't have it. It's like, okay, whatever, you can have it. And the college could really be a great resource for that athlete and really,
That's why I love
really
that's what
empower
Dion's
them.
doing.
Yeah.
That's what Dion's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Sideshow Bob? I mean Kaepernick.
Nobody
Cap,
wanted to
man.
sign him. I mean, he
No
was
one
Nobody
going
wants
from camp.
This is what I say about
camp.
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You want to come back to the NFL after you sue the NFL, and they already gave you money, but yeah, you want to come back and play for them. That doesn't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying with
I
that
think
one.
the only thing that makes sense to him is that he loves playing football. He loves being around the team, the locker room.
I don't agree with that either.
Like
you know why?
He doesn't love the business and the politics and all the other stuff around that he's got to do before he can play on the field.
I don't agree with that either, Victor. You know why?
Well,
He was offered to play for the XFL or the USFL. He turned that down.
okay, I didn't know
If
that.
you really love the sport of football and you really trying to get some film out
he
there
would have been
to get back into the NFL, he should have took that.
So yeah, I don't know what
I think
he used that opportunity to
he's just
market.
at straws. He really is. You know, he was at this high controversial person, and he was getting all this attention. And guess what? The NFL wasn't having it. They said, you know what? We don't need you. We don't need you. Go about your business. And like Miller said, if he really had love for the game, he'd have signed with anybody. But he's got no.
But I didn't know about the offer, so
He was a fad, just like parachute pants were 40 years ago. He was a fad, and he took advantage of it in the wrong ways. And my personal opinion is he pissed off the wrong people, and they said, you know what? Have a great life.
Now I will say this, now Jason. I will say this. I don't think he went wrong about what he was standing for, because as he went to talk to military guys, he wasn't trying to disrespect the military. Only thing he was fighting for was justice for blacks. What's going on with the police and everything, and how we treat it. It just,
well, that goes into
like the kids say now. He stood on business. You know what I'm saying? He like, F you NFL, I'm gonna keep doing this because I believe this is right. Either you're gonna ride with me or you're not. If you're not, then
I know he's still doing that.
So
yeah, he's still an activist. So it's not like he did it for a fad. He's still out there activist, but guess what? He's not in the NFL anymore. So it's not popular anymore because nobody's seeing it. But he's still out there being active. He's still doing what he's doing. I give him that. But football wise, I don't think he wants to play football because he was offered opportunity to play in the XFL, the USFL, and you turn it down. If you truly want to get back in NFL and show these coaches you can still play, get some tape out there so they can see you.
You know, it's go ahead, Jason. No, go ahead. I was gonna say, a lot of people don't realize he was actually it was one of his teammates that came to him and said, you know what, man, you should try kneeling down and see what happens. And it was like 2 or 3 games is what I heard, that the guy kept saying it. And finally he did it. And the reaction was so big that, you know, it kind of empowered him, I think.
Because before he used to sit down, right?
In my opinion. Yeah. This guy, it was a teammate of his who told him, hey, man, you should try this. You should try this. I think it'll be a bigger statement if you try this. And that's what he did. And then
I thought it was a military guy.
One of the guys on the team was one of them.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. The military.
And and after he did it, I guess there was no going back. You know, other teammates started joining, and then he became the face of it.
Yeah.
You know, because if you remember, the Cowboys took a knee with Jerry Jones. You know, and I believe that it was more publicity.
Yeah, that's more. If Jerry Jones was involved, it's for the camera.
Yeah. He took a knee. It was because of something that the ex person who's supposed to run the country. I'm not saying no names. He made a comment, and Jerry Jones got upset about it, and that's when he went out and took a knee. Because right after that, he implored all his players, all right, we're not taking a knee anymore. You know, he made his statement, and then he took it away. You know, we're not doing that anymore. Now, Grant, here's my take on it. A lot of people say you should not bring, because they consider it politics. You shouldn't bring politics into sports, or you shouldn't bring, outside noise into sports. But if it's who you are and it's what you believe in, and it's not something nefarious, if you will, then it should be fine, because they've been doing it for years. Let's be honest. People have been doing these things for years, but it's just getting bigger now because people are going into their own corners and they're telling people how they feel about you saying something that they don't agree with.
Yeah. Instead
of saying, you know what, we can agree to disagree, and we can have conversation, discourse, and and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Either you're gonna see what I see, or you may not. I may see what you see, or I may not. But then we're fine. I don't hate you. You don't hate me because of what we believe. But again, some people take it to a level that they feel like, all right, I don't believe in what you believe in. Therefore, you're trash to me.
Yeah.
They're taking it to a personal level. And I believe when like I said, he took a knee for treatment. My personal opinion, I felt like 2 years ago when they said that they weren't paying the black players who had cognitive issues, who played in the NFL for years, because their cognitive decline is not on the level of a Caucasian player who played. You understand? So I felt like at that very moment, players, all not just one side, all players should have said, the guys before us who put this game on the map, who grew this game, let's sit down for them until they get paid. You understand? Their cognitive level should not be determined based on their hue or pigmentation of their skin.
Yeah.
You understand? I believe that if you play the sport, you play the sport, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Hawaiian, whatever. You should not do it based on a cognitive decline that they made up because they said it. They made it up. So I felt like at that point, those players, if you wanted to stand for something, stand for the guys, stand on their guys' shoulders who brought this sport to where it is today.
That's right. Yep.
Because they're the ones who took the most hits, the real hits.
Yeah.
Who hurt, who were injured. Because now you almost playing tag, flag football. These guys brought this sport to where you are. The money that you're making right now is because of them. And you said nothing. Nobody stood up and said, hey, let's sit down for these guys.
Yeah, but for me, I think on the sports side, it's just like military. It's just like, you're part of an elite team. Okay. You're paid to play football. I don't want to hear about your political views. I don't want to hear about anything other than you playing football. And that's why it stems so much violence, because when you're in the spotlight, you're leading by example. Okay. And I get, hey, I'm going to take a knee but we talked about this last year. That's not your job. And if you want to make a difference, and if you want to do something, then you do it outside of your job. At the end of the day, you are paid to play football. You're paid to play basketball. You are paid to play whatever sport it is, or if you're an actor or actress. I don't care that you get on stage during your show and then you want to, bash this president or that. I don't want to hear that. That's not what I paid for. I bought a concert ticket to hear music. Bought a ticket to go to a sports arena to watch you play. Keep it all out. You keep all the controversy out, and that keeps a lot of the violence down. And if you want to
check this out, I get what you're saying, but it's two things, right? Maybe that's the only way he can get his message across. Maybe he tried before what you just said, talking to, his local government, whatever, trying to get things changed. Maybe that didn't work out. So, all right, man, I'm a recognizable person. I'm in NFL. I'm one of these top 10 players. I'm going to do it this way so I can get my message out. Number two, you got to blame the media too. Because nobody was watching the national anthem until Colin Kapernick did that. So the media don't have to air that. They put it out here to program you to get upset with Colin. They didn't have to air that stuff. The only people going to see that, the people at the actual game at the stadium until kickoff. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to blame the media in this too, because they play a big part in this also.
Right. But how do you eliminate it all? It starts with an individual. And if you eliminate it, these guys can focus on what they are good at. And if they want to take other avenues, there are a million journalists out there that would love to hear your story of you believe that this man wasn't paid the right amount of money because he wasn't white, or he wasn't given this because he wasn't white. Then take it to the news, take it to the media. Social media is huge right now. This is where we get all our info from. Like, You don't even have to watch the news anymore. You just click Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and boom, NBC, ABC, CBS, all of them are on there. And they're all running their mouths trying to create controversy. It's just, if we stick to the basics, then we don't incite violence. We do things in an orderly fashion, and maybe call it old military self. You know, I grew up in a military family, but it is what it is. You're not going to go with your uniform on. I promise you, you won't go with a uniform on and take a freaking knee in front of a colonel, a general. You won't have any stripes left. Okay. So the same thing applies in the football era. If you want to make a difference, then if you fail at a lower level, like you said, that he tried this, he tried that. News media loves controversy. All you got to do is grab one of those reporters as you're coming out that locker room and say, I got a story for you. And they'll blow it up because every reporter's looking to make their name.
But I got a question. What part of taking a knee, for what he stood for, would you believe should have caused controversy?
Oh, Lord, that was another show, but okay. Because I grew up in a military family and I was military myself, it is a way of life. You stand, you put your hand over your heart, or you salute, and that's been the industry standard for 50 plus years. And if you want to make a stand because you feel like there's more violence from police officers onto black men or black women or however Hispanics, whatever, you do it in a different way. Now, granted, because we'll end up changing the whole topic. Supposedly, he was told by a military guy. Then he was told by this guy. And to me, it was fake because you utilized your job to help you promote something that you believed in. And not everybody believes that way. So you created that controversy. And that controversy created a lot of animosity inside the stands. I mean, if you can remember back when he was doing it all, there was a lot of violence going on. There was people cheering and there were people booing. You start getting those people riled up, like Melissa, you start drinking and get someone riled up that's been drinking, you're asking for issues. So to me, what he stood for is great because it helped us recognize officers that were doing wrong things to people. I don't just go, black people in general. Cameras are all over the place now. People are recording everything and all interactions and all the stuff. So at the end of the day, man, do what you do best. Do your job. You want to make a stand? Go ahead.
I believe that he made a lot of people more accountable. Like you said, the cameras are around now. I believe that he brought light to a lot of things that people didn't want to be, enlightened on. I believe that even in the military, there's military schools, and in the military, there's a lot of I'll use the word racism, and a lot of military people feel like they don't have a voice. They have to go toe to line. They don't have a voice. You understand? I've talked to some of these people who feel like they did not have a voice because they were surrounded by people who didn't believe what they believe, who didn't have the same ideologies, who didn't come from the same background, and sometimes change. A lot of people are afraid of change. And what do? We either run from it or we fight it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest issue. A lot of people don't like change. Toe the line, do your job. I don't want to hear any outside noise.
Yep.
And then,
Jason,
people started getting a voice, and that's what it happened. That's
and
what
Jason, I want to end it at this too. You do realize he wasn't just talking about racial. He was defending military people too, that are veterans that's homeless. He want to know why the government not taking care of our veterans. Why are these people coming home homeless after fighting at the wars, not getting the proper medical treatment? That was part of it too. But the media again want to play the race card.
Right.
Right.
They want to play the race card. They ignore all that other facts. You actually sit there and listen to the man and stop, worrying about him kneeling, which a military veteran, which was a teammate, told him. He went and asked him. He said, "Hey, how can I? I'm not trying to disrespect the military at all." Because at first he was just sitting doing the national anthem. He said, "Well, this is what you do. You just kneel. If you don't want to sit, if you don't want to stand, instead of just sitting, just kneel." That came from a military veteran.
Yeah, but most that I've seen, that I saw online, okay, the comments I saw online, most were offended by that because there are two things you do. If you're in uniform, you salute. If you're out of uniform, your hand goes over to your heart. And some guys have so much respect for our country, taking race out of the equation, they salute whether they're in or out of uniform because it means so much to them.
I get it. I just want people to know he's fighting for military. He was discussing stuff about military veterans too, about how they're being treated when they get home. I see a lot. There's some stuff. Some of them homeless. Go ahead.
That's what happens with the media. The media co-ops any issue to try to create some controversy so they can be the first to report.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Vic, what else do you have? I got a 6:30.
So I have two and I've had for a while two very crazy thoughts that probably won't catch any traction, but here we go. First, at this point, I think that the national anthem shouldn't be played at sporting events. If you're at a sporting event, it should be about the sporting event. So let's just play the game. It's not a civic event. It's not a government, something about the government or anything like that. So, I mean, if it went away, I wouldn't be crying about it. I'll put it that way. If they just didn't play the national anthem,
I mean, when Super Bowl come on, I'm like, man, forget all this. Let's get kickoff, man.
Yeah, there's enough to argue about during the game.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a way of recognizing our military. Jason, I think they're gonna have a lot of questions. You got to come on next week because
I get that, but like I said, it's not a military event. It's a football game. It's a basketball game.
I understand, but we don't honor the military as much as we should. I
agree with that. I agree. Also,
go ahead, Rick.
I don't think the Star Spangled Banner should be our nation's national anthem. I know this sounds crazy. My reasoning for it has nothing to do with the words or the lyrics like that. It is too difficult for the average person to sing well. And I think the national anthem should be something that the average person can sing well.
I just lip sing.
Have you bumped your head? Do you know how many people got their start from doing that song? Yes, it is a very difficult song to sing.
Like I said, it is difficult for the average person to sing well.
Those that did sing it, that have aspired to be recognized and did such a great job, they got a contract after they sang.
I'm pretty sure they have, but it should be something that we can all sing together and sing well. And the way that it is written doesn't provide for that. I'm not going to do a whole music analysis of it, but
Vic,
it should be My Country 'Tis of Thee.
I can't sing any song well. So hey,
Miller, I think we're going to have to go ahead and cut Vic. We're going to have to let him go.
Nah, that's my guy. I can't do that, man. That's my guy, man.
Brings the controversy.
Alternative. My Country 'Tis of Thee should be our national anthem. It's an easy song to sing. It's good stepwise. Most people can get it and grasp it well without any problems. See, I even have an alternative.
Yeah, but then I disagree with you. Do you know the reason that song is played at graduations, at sporting events, and so forth? It is a reminder to every single person watching to include in the stands the freedoms that we enjoy, such as football, watching, basketball. It is a reminder because people need those reminders to say, listen, we really do live free. We don't live in a dictator society where a good example, in Germany, if the Polizei stop you and you get smart with them, they can take a billy club, put it upside your head, and there is nothing you can do about it. And you're going to jail with this big knot on the side of your head. If Miller pulls someone over and guy gets smart with him, he clubs him upside the head. Well, guess what happens? Miller loses his job. Miller goes to jail. So
yeah, I understand that. I understand the history and all that behind it, but like I said, it really has nothing to do with the wording or because the second and third verses have to do something about slavery, stuff like that. It for me, it's the technical side. This is a purely technical reason.
Jason, what you said was so true. But we have some who are aspiring to be a dictator, and they can say what they want. The words matter. Words matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Move these people away. You use the military to move away peaceful protesters, and we can argue what's peaceful and what's not. But when you see people move away, let me do a march over here to stand in front of a church. That's a form of someone wanting to be a dictator. When you're using the military to move, am I right, Jason? Let's think about this now. Because if I tell this military to, it's a coup. I'm gonna have y'all stand outside of the White House because I'm not coming out. You know, I want y'all to surround such and such because I don't want y'all to protect this thing because I don't mind the controversy.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Someone who is able to dictate someone's free will to protest by saying, I'm going to move the military in to move y'all away. That's a form of dictatorship.
For
in
sure.
my opinion.
No. Anything that is taken from you, that is I call it God-given right, but we'll call it Constitution as well. Anything that is taken from you is wrong. Period.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. We had this on a show before too. At the end of the day, a good example, the recidivism. I can't even say it. The return rate. How about that? Because I can't get the right word out of my mouth.
Recidivism.
Thank you. Back into prison is high, and why? Because everybody knows their background. They can't get a job. They're some of them don't even get half of their rights back. And I'm sorry, if you paid your debt to society, then you deserve to have your rights reinstated. And people can argue all day. Well, what if he's a murderer? Well, if he's a murderer and he did 25 years, I dare you to try to do 25 years in prison today. Seriously, there's no vacation in there. I worked for SEDC when I first got out the military. That is not a vacation. Okay.
So I was there too. You're sure not. Yeah.
Oh, so there's a time and a place for everything. And these sports guys have gotten way into getting caught up in all the logistics of outside interference that it really screws with the game. You have to wonder if they really do love the game and they're playing it for the love of the game, or if they're doing it just for the money or just for the popularity. So if we take it down, and say, listen, if you want to play NFL, these are the guidelines. You break the guidelines, we let you go. And just keep it simply about football. I have to agree to disagree with Vic, but I know what his point is. Hey, just play football. Miller said, hey, I'm ready to see the damn Super Bowl. I don't want to see the halftime show. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. I want to see the damn game. Everybody says that. Everybody that I know of, that I have intermingled with, says the same thing. Stop all the nonsense. Let's get to the game. We want to see, Dallas whip Pittsburgh, or whip Green Bay. I don't know.
Jason, keep going, Jason. Jason, keep going. No, keep saying it.
Yep, that time of year.
Say the jersey's behind him. The jersey's behind him. You can say it. You want to see Dallas whip?
I had to do it. I had to.
That ain't gonna never happen.
I think we're all on the same page, just at a different level. We want what's good for everybody, and at the end of the day, we just got to stop all the banter and all the outside interference, so that we can come together. And whether you like Dallas or whether you like Green Bay, it doesn't matter, because we can friendly joke. And I can still come support you and your team, and you can still come support me and my team. No big deal. It's friendly. There's a huge difference between controversy and being friendly.
Camaraderie. You gotta have that camaraderie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, unfortunately, We're not going to sit around a campfire and sing "Kumbaya" because with social media, this world has gone into a destructive path of just nastiness to each other. And at the end of the day, that's why I love doing the shop talk. I love doing the after hours. I was like, remember, how come I haven't been on? I love doing it because even when our views are different, we still have respect for one another.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's what makes this show
That's what it's all about.
than everyone else. No one yells. I've never yelled at Miller. Miller's never yelled at me. I've never yelled at Vic. Vic's never yelled at me. And you see all these talk shows, and these girls are going nuts.
Can't watch that.
you can't watch that.
You know what I mean? It's all about respect.
Yeah.
And if it takes anything from viewing this show, it's about how respectful we are to each other and listening to each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. 100%.
Vic, what's next, man? Let's do one more because we already passed time. Let's do one more.
Yeah. That's all I had. Well, I guess we can kind of sort of do one more, and maybe we'll pick this up on the next show also. Guys, remember who Harvey Weinstein is? The movie producer.
Vic,
He
that's your
basically
topic?
started the Me. Yeah.
Is he friends with Jeffrey?
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. He
Yeah, we know who Harvey Weinstein is.
Yeah. Well, his
they
conviction
overturned his conviction.
overturned his conviction. Now, and Bill Cosby had his conviction also overturned, kind of sort of for the same reason, where during the trial, the prosecution was allowed to bring in other accusers to testify, as far as what they accused him of doing, even though he wasn't charged with those other accusations. And the higher court that's not looking at whether or not he's guilty or innocent, they're looking at the process basically. They said, well, no, you can't do that. You can't just bring in other accusers to try to convince them of something that they're charged with. So that conviction was overturned. So now we have basically the poster guys of Me Too, basically Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein, who was once convicted, but now their convictions are overturned. Bill Cosby is probably not going to be tried again. Maybe Harvey Weinstein is, but your thoughts on that?
I grew up watching Bill Cosby, one of the funniest guys out there, and I am, I guess I could say, I'm a firm believer in where were you 20 years ago? Where were you 10 years ago? Where were you 30 years ago? Like if it was that serious and you had to get redemption and you're a victim, where the hell were you that long ago? That man, an old guy that can needs assistance getting around inside there.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of the day, leave the man alone. Whether he's guilty or not, none of us will ever really know the truth. Let's be point blank. No matter how much comes out or how much doesn't come out, because the media seems to skew it all up. Leave the guy alone, man. Let him go home, and he's on his way, either upstairs or downstairs, if you believe in God. Okay.
He already got one foot in the grave already.
Yeah.
Man. Listen, yeah.
I believe,
Ain't trying to be funny,
in
but
my
real,
opinion, in my opinion, they wanted fame and fortune. It didn't materialize. Years went by. This Me Too thing came out. They wanted something. They didn't get what they thought they were promised. As you all know, people will throw themselves at you. You don't go to Mike Tyson's hotel room at 2:00 in the morning.
Hello.
Read a book.
And to this day, Mike still denying.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
You don't go to his room at 2:00 in the morning to read a book. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right
you
on.
You promise to put someone in a movie. You promise to do this. You promise to do that. It doesn't materialize. People get upset. And this is what happens. But I can tell you this, that if they said, if you bring a case against someone, whether it be man or woman, and you don't have any facts, but you brought that case, you should get the time they would have given this to that person.
Yep, I
because
agree.
if you don't have any facts to support, you have people going to prison on circumstantial evidence, or the judge says, I feel like you did this. You understand? Lady Liberty, as beautiful as she is, she wants justice, but it's the human error, the humans that the nefarious and the insidious thinking of most judges, prosecutors, and lawyers, where whoever tells the best story or whoever's given the best payout, or like a lawyer told me, he said, they don't want the truth, they just want a conviction.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's issues with that.
Yeah.
And then you making a cap. You make a cap in your state to say, oh, we only going to give you $2.1 million if you spent 40 or 2 or 40 years in prison. That's your cap, because you know you're doing something nefarious.
Yep.
You know what you're doing.
Yep. I agree with that. You know, don't get me wrong. There's such a thing as overwhelming circumstantial evidence. Like, it's not ironic that some things are just not ironic. But I agree with you, Mike Tyson. When in his prime, he was the man. Period. You step toe to toe with him, man. You're going to take a beat down, whether you beat him or not. You were taking a whipping. Okay, and you don't go to a popular or any person in sports entertainment that's truly popular. You're not going to their hotel room to crack the Bible open and talk about God. Okay.
Right.
No, I'm not. I never bought off on it. Didn't see it happen. Because he could have picked 10 women to go with him at the same time.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
They were gawking over him. I mean, he couldn't go anywhere without all the girls. Oh my God, it's Mike Tyson. But for a true note, I hope he kicked Jake Paul's ass. That's what I hope. Okay. Almost built up animosity, call it what it is.
Right.
I watched Mike Tyson do an interview. Again, it was on either Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. And the guy was basically degrading him. And Mike didn't hold back. He was like, "You a piece of shit, man. F you." I mean, he said it straight up on the air. F you, dude.
Oh, you talking about that was funny, man. I know you talking about some old clip. Yeah.
He will snap in a heartbeat, man.
Yeah.
Listen, if he was guilty, okay, he was found guilty. If he was guilty, he's paid his debt. That's in the past. Leave the man alone. Let him move forward. He deserves that. Everyone deserves that. Leave them alone. It's none of your business if someone's convicted of 6 felonies. If they paid their debt to society, that's none of nobody's business. But we do all these background checks, and we wonder why. Miller's probably seen it more times than not. We're arresting the same guy over and over and over.
Yeah.
He can't do nothing about his life.
Yeah.
You're labeling them. It's about a label.
Yeah, it's about a label.
Give someone a label, and like I expressed to y'all how I felt about it. Where was it? Frederick Jackson said, "I long to have a future with hope in it. To be shut up entirely to the past and present is to the soul whose life and happiness and unceasing progress, what the prison is to the body, a blight, a mildew, a hell of horrors."
Very good. Very good. I did a paper. So I remember that. Very good. That was
and I think with Weinstein and Cosby, I think the appeals court they got it right. People want to say, they got away with it, but here's the thing: you shouldn't be able to bring in. If I'm accused of crime A, you should not be able to bring in people who think I did crime B, C, and D, and I'm not even charged with those, just so you can sway the jury to make me look like some sort of monster, which actually was that. I mean, whether or not he really did or not, Harvey Weinstein should have been charged for that. If he was charged, he should have been charged based on that and convicted based on that, not because there were 4 or 5 other accusers that he's not even charged with that comes at, hey, I think he did this to me too. I mean, that's ridiculous, and we shouldn't have that in our league. And the way our leagues should not operate like that at all. I mean, as far as and the thing about it is that a rape charge or a sexual assault charge is basically a he said, she said. That's what a lot of cases are like that. And it's very hard to get a conviction because it's based on who can tell the best story. Who do you believe?
Right. I just for at the end of the day, we all know, and you probably all were raised with the same saying: money is the root of all evil. And 40 years ago, you could buy your way out of just about anything. You could buy anybody. Okay. So these guys, that all these accusations are coming out, they had the money. They were probably doing it. And not to say that we would or wouldn't, because we don't have billions of dollars in our pocket. Okay. So you don't know how you would act if you had that.
But they put it like this, Jason. Money's not a root of all evil. It's the people that has the money. It's that person that has the money. That's the evil.
It's that love of money.
Yeah, the love of money. Yeah.
That's right. And not right. And not all people that have money are evil, but it generally starts with someone that thinks that they can buy whatever they want.
If you've been an asshole broke, if you get that money, you're just gonna be a bigger asshole.
Same way.
You know what I'm saying?
That much more.
Right. And that's why to this day I disagree with your statement about Kaepernick. I think he's there to try to hold on to something. I don't think he really cares about what he's fighting for. I think it's all a popularity thing to him, and he's hoping to grasp, because if he really loved the game, then he'd go play the game and shut his mouth. If you made your statement, if you made a difference, if you're continuously fighting, literally, you're in a courtroom, you're on the news nonstop, you're really trying to fight for something that someone wronged you, or a race, or a different ethnic background, I get that. But you went about it in so many bad ways, in my opinion. In my opinion, that you could have done so much good. If that's what your intention was, you could have done so much good. And it's unfortunate, man.
I can see that. You're taking it to the pinnacle, and you're still trying to roll with it. You're still trying to run. You're still trying to benefit from it. In what way? I don't know. Because now your message is already out there.
Yeah.
People know. Well, most people know what it stood for. Some people don't know all of what it stood for. But your message was out, in a sense. Yeah. You can go on and say, hey, this is what it was all about. And you can do that. But once you reach that pinnacle, don't try to continue to hold on to it, because your controversy has already started.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to wean.
Yeah.
Your point is made. You made your point. Yeah. Your point is gotten across. So at that point, don't continue to I forgot what my grandma said. Don't continue to poke the muddy the waters, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're muddying the waters now at this point. And I respect what you did. But now let's go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Show some of the things. Show some how you benefited from it.
Yeah.
By opening up a place for veterans.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that came for that.
I get it.
Don't continue to muddy the waters.
You gotta walk it like you
do something positive. Do something positive where it benefits others.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. I agree 100%. You don't have to. I always tell my both my boys, don't talk about being the man, just be the man. And if you are the man, you don't have to let someone know. Someone will let you know.
Somebody will let you know. Yep, that's true.
Or that. True. Go down in history for being a great guy that, hey, didn't gloat. I got, like he said, I got to that pinnacle, and I made my point, and it made change, and I left it at that. I made that positive in society. You'll be remembered for that. But when you start, like Miller said, poking that bear, you do look like you're a fake.
Guys like Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, those guys I respect when it comes to what they did. Muhammad Ali, man, come on, They took his title. He's risking prison time, man, because he
Jail.
didn't believe in going to war fighting for people that didn't mess with him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do nothing to me. Well, I'm going there and kill people for you that ain't even did nothing to me. I respect that.
Yeah.
Jim Brown
Respect
retired from
open,
the
honest,
NFL early.
open, honest transparency. Because
Yeah.
I mean, there was a quote that was said, "In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act." And I believe that,
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
Because some people don't want to hear the truth, and when they, because what they say, a lie get around fast, much faster than the truth, and some people hold on to that lie when the
The
truth
lie
is staring
sound more
right in the
sexier
face.
than the truth. Yeah.
It's the truth. Takes over their life, but it's true. And it holds controversy. I mean, it does. It makes the controversy. But the truth, the truth shall set you free. And it takes a real man or a real woman to admit the truth, whether they've done good or done bad. I'll respect somebody if they tell the truth. If you lie to me, my friend will tell you, if you lie to me, it's going to take you forever to come back because you have just broken so many ground rules. No matter if you turn 18 and you're 23 years old, if you lie to me, you lose it all. You lose it all.
Yeah.
That's a ultimate form of disrespect to anybody from one person to another.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's the show for tonight.
Yeah, that's
Thank
it.
you guys for watching. Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
Just one last thing, just one short thing. I'll talk about anything. Okay, so since Monday, I've allowed myself permission to be excited. The reason is Monday, I sent the third. It's Sumter County Civic course, which is a classical-based course that sings both secular and religious classical music. And Monday's our spring concert, 7 p.m. at Patriot Hall. On the program, I'll be conducting my composition arrangement of the Lord's Prayer. So
okay,
I am overjoyed, excited, and ready to go. So 7 p.m. Patriot Hall, step on by.
Congratulations, bro.
Ladies,
man.
Vic is
I thought, what'd you say?
I said, all the single ladies, Vic is available.
Yeah, boy.
Patriot Hall, be there.
Yeah, boy. Hey, guys, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. We see you in the next one. Hey, Craig, Vic, don't forget your question. 9 o'clock tomorrow, okay?
Okay. All right. Peace.
Gotcha.
All right, man. Y'all take care. Peace.
Did you? I'll call you.